Yo, yo, yo! Welcome back to another episode of That's Fyre. I noticed my hands were moving, but my mouth wasn't moving. It is Wednesday, April 10th. This might come out this afternoon. It might come out tomorrow. My apologies if it comes out tomorrow. I just said the wrong date. But regardless, welcome back to another episode of That's Fyre. Appreciate you guys joining me today for this week in dance music and culture and everything else. We're going to start with the Eclipse and Texas Eclipse Festival. Kind of a messy experience it looks like that was. We're going to talk about Coachella. We're going to talk about Avicii. There's some news on Avicii, and I just rewatched his documentary that came out in 2018, right before he took his life. So we're going to talk about that. Benga has a visa issue that's holding him back from his Coachella performance with Skream and other dates. Fyre, Ibiza news, and then lastly some new music talk with Joshua's new label and EP. So let's get into it. The Eclipse was Monday. I don't know about you guys, but I enjoyed it. I was home Monday, and I was able to go outside for like 20 minutes and kind of watch the peak here in Arizona. It happened around 11:20, and it was honestly like kind of sick. I wasn't that interested in the last one in 2017. That one I did see too, though. I was out on the boat with my grandpa in Maine, so it was like a fun experience, but it was just kind of another day. I was also 7 years ago, I was like 20. Yeah, I was like 20. Holy shit, I'm about to be 27 next month. That's it's getting hot in here. I don't want to go that low, but my god, fuck. But the Eclipse was Monday. It's cool. They always talk about, it's almost like zodiac sign adjacent, right? The full moons, how that affects your mood, the seasons, whatever the fuck. I'm not too into that. I do like reading the horoscope once in a while. When it applies, I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. When it has nothing to do with my life, I'm like, these aren't real and it's not true. So I'm kind of up in the air, my opinion on those. But the Eclipse was like a really interesting experience. I will say I have a cat over here, and like right as the eclipse started, like the cat just started going haywire, like running around the house like I've never seen, jumping around couches, like biting my foot, attacking my foot. Never happened. So take with that what you will. But as far as my energy, if I'm being completely honest, and I don't want to sound like too much of a fucking hippie or way out there, but I felt pretty good after the eclipse. During it, after it, the last couple days have been nice. So maybe it's true. I'm gonna run with it and take it that way. That it has positively affected me. So shout out the eclipse. Shout out Earth, the moon, and the sun. The big three. The big fucking three. That's basically Bosch, D-Wade, and Braun right there. In that order, too. Bosch would be the Earth. Or maybe Bosch would be the moon. LeBron's the sun. D-Wade's Earth. Bosch is the moon. I think that's what it goes. This is music. Not NBA. Not my NBA podcast. Let's see. Fisher, Chris Lake, Clooney. Clooney's the moon, Fisher's the sun, Chris Lake is Earth. There you go. That's a pretty good fucking analogy right there. But the Eclipse, Texas Eclipse Festival. The festival ends early due to extreme weather forecasts. So the attendees were instructed to pack up and leave promptly due to risk of high winds, hail, and thunderstorms. a bit controversial. We regret, this is their statement that they put out. We regret to inform you that of the severe weather forecast, including what I just told you later today, during the eclipse, Tuesday and Wednesday. Your safety is our top priority, So they're in Burnett, Texas, and in Texas was where you saw totality. One of the places you saw totality. There's kind of like a path from Texas to like Maine, I think. And so they say guests may stay for the eclipse provided they pack and are prepared to depart after totality. This guidance may change on weather. The festival began April 5th, was slated to take place until April 9th. So what is that? April 9th was yesterday, so Friday, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Yeah, Friday to Tuesday. It's a pretty good, decently long festival. Psytrance, Tron, and Superluminal. Flodan, Elephant Heart, and Vintage Culture didn't make planned appearances, although their reasoning is unknown. Those who attended the Texas Eclipse Festival had shared mixed experience on social media. Open toiletries like toothpaste and Staff grabbed random things out of her car and threw them away, including meaningful stuff from her center console, saying the experience was a huge trauma trigger. So apparently the security was a big problem. This article is from EDM.com, by the way. Or not EDM.com, EDMidentity.com. So shout out to them. John Cameron wrote it. What the fuck? The security was taking stuff out of the center console and like throwing it out of the car? Meaningful stuff? That's fucked up. Is this just like Texas festival security? Like they're just a little bit harder or a little bit, in the past? Like most festivals, I mean, they don't even open the damn cooler at some places, And these guys are opening the center console and throwing out shit? That's fucking absurd. Opening toiletry bags? Texas, get it together, man. But I get that in Texas they need to check for guns. I feel like a lot of people have guns in Texas, so I see it both ways. But toiletry bags and center consoles, I mean, you can check the center console for a gun, but like, come on. The security... It's like that meme of the guy when they're all entering the stadium. He's just like going on their arms and body, just not checking anyone. That should be the security at anything like this. And then the sad part of this news. So we've been having some fun so far, but the sad part of this news is that a 67-year-old man collapsed at Texas Eclipse Festival on Sunday and was declared dead at the scene. He passed away at Reeville Peak Ranch during Texas Eclipse Festival. At the time of writing, the man has not been identified, and neither Texas Eclipse organizers nor Burnett, Texas authorities have responded to EDM Identity's request for comment. It took festival/medical staff 40 minutes to find me and my father in absolute emergency. The sheriffs were on site before medical staff because we called 911. No one could find any help. After waiting for... Oh, God. Tragic. Disco Donnie, the guy who threw on the event, went on Twitter to dispute some of the claims about the lack of medical personnel on site in a tweet that has since been deleted. He stated that there were 7 medical tents at Texas Eclipse. The 911 calls go to the sheriff department before medical is called, and that their on-site team responded in 4 minutes based on their logs. He was 67 years old and airlifted to Ascension Seton Hospital in Williamson County. That's horrific, man. Horrific. R.I.P. I hope him and his family are okay. Attending this festival for something like that to happen is absurd. So yeah, that was Texas Eclipse Festival. 2 kind of bad headlines. I did see Mikey Lyon of Desert Hearts post some positive things about it. He stuck around for the eclipse, and he's just kind of an overall like very positive positive human. So that was one of the positive things that I saw. And I'm sure a lot of people had a good time, but always tough when you see that stuff. Okay, so moving along here. This weekend, big one, Coachella. They dropped the set times, festival map, and other essential info. They gave information on the YouTube stream. There's this new feature where you can watch 4 sets at once, multicast. Why? I don't know. Like, other than to see when the person before you want to watch is on the stage while you're watching a different person. I don't really get that, but the more the merrier, I guess. So YouTube is where it'll be. I'll probably be tuning in Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And once again, I spoke about this a few weeks ago. The amount of DJs on this lineup is insane. I'm like 90% sure, 99% sure this is the most DJs that I've ever been on the Coachella lineup. So to those going, God bless you. You're gonna have a fucking amazing time. It's looking very stacked. But we got a little clarification on the Kasara stage because they announced one artist a day and then said 3+ hour sets. So for example, the first day, Green Velvet was Green Velvet back to back Honey Dijon. So Green Velvet will go on at 7:15 for an hour 15. Honey Dijon will then go on solo for an hour 15. And then from 9:45 to whenever, they're going to do a back-to-back. And I assume those are kind of loose, right? Like, I think there's a chance that some of these artists might just go the entire time back-to-back and not wait until the designated time. But they also added that some of these DJs that are on the lineup elsewhere are going to be playing Kasar as well. So Patrick Mason will open the stage up that day from 5 to 7:15. I don't know who that is, but that's awesome. I saw that Carlita is going to have a 2-hour set at Kasar on Saturday. I am fucking jealous. Her new song, Time, that she just put out, unreal. She is a gem of a human being if you follow her on social media. And if you're going to Coachella, you should 100% check her out. So she's going to be before Michael Beebe, and that'll be awesome. And then Sunday, they don't have the single set time listed like Green Velvet and Honey Dijon do, but Jamie XX, Floating Points, and Daphne go on at 6:15, and they're going to play for a fucking minute. And then John Summit's closing out the goddamn festival, the Sahara tent. He goes on at 10:55, so that's for all you ravers out there. He tweeted about how he's going to debut some of the new album, and the production is going to be the production of his upcoming tour, so that will be fucking sick. But what else? Oh yeah, the Dulab stage also dropped their shit. They have how many surprises planned? 2 Friday, 3 Saturday, and then 1 Sunday. So 6 surprises in total, with surprises coming as the last set, and all 3 nights, the last 2 sets on Saturday. I can't wait for Lightning in a Bottle. I cannot wait for Lightning in a Bottle. The Dulab famously put that shit on too. I'm trying to convince some more of my friends to go. We have like a little group, but there's some people who are in the air and I think are just delaying it. But I get it financially if it doesn't make sense. But sometimes I'm like, God damn. I think that's the only thing that would hold me back from going somewhere if I received an invite is the finances. Like I really wanted to go to Coachella, but I just can't swing it. But if you have the finances and you have friends going and they offer to invite you to a music festival, you should just go. Especially if it's one that they appreciate so much. So that's kind of like my friendly talk for the day. Heineken House also has a bunch of DJs. Jay Wara on Friday, Bob Sinclair, T-Pain Saturday, Claptone, Lupe Fiasco on Sunday. Klingande on Sunday at 4. That's a throwback. Thomas Jack, Tropical House Mixes. Some of like the first dance music things that I used to listen to. Channel Trace DJ set. Martin Lou. So a little bit of the underground stuff, huh? Martin Lou does a lot of Afro House. Louis Vega. Torn Foot. I just posted a video of his on the That's Fyre Instagram. He was FaceTiming his son at one of his shows. The son was back in Australia. And so, yeah, there's that. This headline caught my attention. Avicii's Levels merch collection is launching in 2024. A rare limited edition merch is limited to a run of just 126 units per product. That's no fun. That's so limited. That's like hardly any. You know how big Avicii is, bro? There's 126 countries who listen to Avicii, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? Levels, in clever homage to the track's BPM. Oh, because it's 126 BPM. That's not clever. That is kind of clever, but what the fuck? The exclusive collection is limited to a run of just... I just read that. It features a black t-shirt, a flat brim hat, and a hoodie, each of which carries the spirit of the song's timeless appeal. How do I get that? I need one. I was my initial reaction was sad because I don't think I'm gonna get one now. I want to face the challenge. I want to face the bots. 1v1 me, bro. I'm gonna do what I can to get to the front of that goddamn line. I'm gonna need to plug my computer straight into the internets at like a fucking power plant or something. An internet plant. I need to fucking fiber my way in. I might need to get a brain chip just so that I can process. I was going to say so I can process it quickly, but I think if I use my brain, if my brain had a chip that was connected to the internet, it would be way slower. For fans of Avicii, Levels is a near spiritual experience. Near, cross out near. If I was the editor, it is a spiritual experience. So they're doing it because of the BPM. I love the idea, but why can't we just sell like more than 126 for like one of the most famous DJs ever? That's ridiculous. But in addition to that, I watched the True Stories documentary. I watched it in Europe when I was living there because it was out there before in the US, and then he passed away and they took it off everywhere. And I found it. My buddy found it, and we watched it. What a tragedy this man's entire life was. It was very cool. Maybe not cool. It was interesting to see how much was documented. And throughout the whole show, throughout the whole movie, they have like a show counter at the top left of the screen, and it's basically about how he was pushed to do so. And I think he wanted to as well, but he had this manager early on in his career who was like a club promoter and just one of those like really relentless types, and we have to book him like all this shit. And he did so many shows in such a short period of time that his body started breaking down on him, and it led to him passing away, which it's honestly really sad, but there's like some magic in it too, where you see just how like good he was at making music and the respect that he had from his peers and other musicians. Nile Rodgers was in there like gassing him up. It's a really good watch if you can find it. I would recommend doing it. But moving along here, visa issues prevent Benga from joining Skream for Coachella US tour dates. This is sad. They're supposed to do a set at Lightning in a Bottle, but he said, I won't be able to make it to the dates. The visa process hit a snag at the very end, and they're requesting additional information. they're going to reschedule their Coachella to next year. So they're still going to do Coachella next year, but there isn't a lot of clarification on if he's going to be at Lightning in a Bottle. That's at the end of May, probably like 6 weeks from now. But the affected shows include Benga's 4-night run with Skream and SGT Pokes in Denver. And Skream will now take the stage with fellow dubstep icon Mala for a show in San Francisco this month. But those Skream sets are still going to be sick. I could see myself getting a little lucky here and having it be approved just in time for Lightning, you know? So we'll see what happens there. Expecting his first child, Fisher extends Ibiza DJ residency. Fisher's Ibiza residency is on the top of my bucket list. There's a lot at the top of my bucket list, but it has to be up there. And so his wife is pregnant. They've been trying for a while. She's very open about it. I love her. I love their relationship. That's like couple goals right there. I saw a video of her at like a Vegas pool party, and like pregnant as hell, just back like right behind Fisher, like dancing. So you got to watch out for that Fisher wrist flick, dude. When he loads it up down here and just goes, whew. I'm just saying, she's got to stand 10 feet back. You know, she's got to be careful. But I'm sure they've talked about that. But he's going to take a break from June 19th to July 10th, so nearly a month, about 3 weeks. During this time, the decks at High Ibiza will be entrusted to fellow house music star Patrick Topping, so that's awesome. And then Vintage Culture is always there too. He's gonna still be in the club room doing his stuff, so he's making up for it though by extending the season by 1 week to close on Wednesday, October 2nd, instead of whatever a week before that was. So that's all good. If anyone's upset at that, that's on you. I'm sure people probably booked ahead, so I understand that. But he's being very transparent here. It's the birth of his first kid. Very big deal to him and his wife. So all the respect to you guys for doing it. And he's so cool. How can you be mad at him, you know? But lastly, Joshwa, Joshwa. If you don't know him, he's one of my favorite tech house artists. London-based guy. He launches new record label, No Bad Fridays, with a 2-prong release, Get Stupid and Lluvia. Lluvia means rain in Spanish. So that one's a little more Latin. Get Stupid is like really like you know, when you're fucked up, you're trying to get stupid. Get stupid, go stupid, go stupid, go stupid, go stupid. That label is gonna be awesome because he has such amazing taste. I'm like, go listen to his whole catalog if you're unfamiliar. But Get Stupid and Lluvia are awesome. I just wanted to shed some light on that because he's fucking cool. But that is it, folks. This has been That's Fyre, new episode. Thank you so much for watching, listening. If you have so far, I appreciate you. Remember to like, subscribe, all that shit, and share with a good friend, and follow all those socials. So I appreciate you. I'll see you next week.